And if your intention is to find the best, right? To find the greatest good, to find and achieve the highest virtue and the highest form of truth, right? And in Islam, we would describe that as God, right? Whatever is the highest of the highest, we consider that to be God. And maybe you don't need to think of it as God in the initial stage, right? Maybe that's something that needs to come later on. It's a realization that you have with experience. But at least in the beginning, if your intention is to achieve the best, then you also need to keep yourself open to the truth at every stage of your life, isn't it? You can't just suddenly shut yourself off because if, for example, let's take a very frank example. I mean, it's an example that's given by the founder of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, who claimed to be the promised Messiah, who was foretold by the Holy Prophet of Islam, right? And he gives a very frank example, and he says that, look, if as a Christian you come to realize that your beliefs are absolutely nonsensical, right? And you come to realize that they're not really doing anything for you and your worldview and for your progression as a human being, right? And then you're provided with a better set of ideals, something which is more in line with your reasoning and your rationale, in line with your human nature and your human psyche, etc., and actually can help you live a better life, right? Then if your intentions are pure, you would naturally try to move on and adopt the better values, right? But if, you know, being stubborn, you decide that, no, I'm going to stick with whatever I've inherited, then that is actually a clear indication that, well, your intentions aren't pure in the first place, right? And it could also be argued from a psychological perspective that maybe you've succumbed to your ego, and you have a bit of arrogance within you to not be able to accept the truth when it's presented to you, right? So I think balance is important. I think it's healthy to find better ideals and things which are more beneficial for you in your life. But at the same time, when you realize that something might be wrong, you shouldn't paint everything with the same brush. You'll be doing a disservice to yourself and not allowing yourself to grow.